Welcome to the Z Truth Podcast, where we have transparent, real, and thought-provoking conversation.
Another powerful episode of Z Truth Podcast, where we talk about transparent, real, unbiased, thought-provoking, and holistic topics. Today, we're going to beam in on the holistic because we want to talk about food, nutrition, and everything doctors don't talk about. Okay, but first, before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to all of you who've subscribed from last week till this week. Thank you for your comments from all the snippets on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. TikTok is where all of the conversations be happening, and I've been enjoying doing my video comments with everyone, responding to all the comments and all of the smart remarks and all of the good remarks and all of that. I want to give a shout out to Relax Tune Spa. If you are in Raleigh, North Carolina, I want y'all to go and check them out. Let them know that you heard it from Z Truth Podcast, that they were one of the best massage places in the Triangle in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so when you get there, make sure you use the code GLOBALZ5. Global Z5. And I promise you they'll give you $5 off. So, and shout out to Visual Dynasty. They are back with me again. Devon is here in the background to chop it up with me with this impactful conversation that I think is important, because at the end of the day, we want to definitely break a lot of the food lies, because we're all about the truth and nothing but the truth. And nutrition, breakfast, and the power of fasting. So yeah, let's get into it. Hi, Devon.
Hey.
How you doing? Everybody gonna want to know what that. One of these days you're gonna have to get behind that camera. They like, who is that? Who's that voice? Anyway, I want to talk about the power of fasting and talking about nutrition, because quite frankly, our diet in America sucks. It sucks, and I really feel like we have one of the worst diets that you can possibly think of a culture, and I really feel like that we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can talk about it because I just lost some weight. I didn't even know, and I'm feeling great. And I didn't even know I was thicker than a Snicker. None of y'all told me this. None of y'all told me this. None of y'all, including the doctors. Let me stop. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But how you feel about food? Do you ever wake up and be like, man, what am I going to eat? And it feels like it's the same thing over and over again?
Actually, yeah. I was having that conversation with my girlfriend not too long ago. Like, I'm tired of eating the same thing. Trying to figure out what to eat. Like, it gets annoying, kind of boring at times.
Does it ever, like, y'all feel like y'all go through Mexican burgers, fries, and pizza?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what really made me originally get the inclination of we eat like trash is when I started traveling. That was the first thing. And I went on a cruise. I used to cruise a lot in my early 20s. I still cruise at least, and they would let you be, when you go on a cruise, like on Royal Caribbean or on, I'm giving them shout outs. They need to send us a check. Carnival, send me a check. No, I'm just kidding. But when you go on these type cruises, everything's included for the most part. Of course, you have the restaurants and things like that. But I would go on there and literally have like these moments where you can order everything on the menu at dinner. They would have stuff like watermelon soup and papaya something. And your palate is just going to change when you travel outside of the country or outside of the state. Well, really the country, because for the most part, we have, I won't say the same thing all over the place. It's just made a little different. Like Chicago pizza is still pizza. That's debatable. I don't know if Chicago pizza is better than New York pizza, but I'm going to go with New York pizza. I've yet to taste Chicago pizza. Let me not get off track. My point is that when you travel, especially out the country, it just going to change your palate. And that's what happened with me. When I got on my health kick is when my grandmother got sick. My grandma Joyce. That's why I'm in North Carolina, y'all, by the way. When she passed away, I was like, peace. And I noticed when she was battling cancer that I was in her room. When they told us she was going to be on hospice, they literally had bread and Jell-O. Bread and Jell-O. And I'm like, I know I've heard that let your food be thy medicine, but bread and Jell-O, there's no nutritional fucking value in bread. There's no nutritional value in Jell-O. Jell-O is water and sugar with food dye. And what's the stuff to make it thick?
Gelatin.
Something with a G.
Gelatin.
Gelatin. That's what that is. How is that going to stimulate someone who is sick, medically sick, and invoke something that will heal it? There's no way. And so seeing my grandma go through that process, and then I watched the documentary, What the Health. Have y'all watched that? What the Health? If you didn't watch What the Health on Netflix, I'm sure it's still on there. You can Google it. It's going to make you say, what the hell? Okay? And it's going to make you think of Michael Jackson's song, All I Want to Say Is That They Don't Care About Us. But most of every single thing that we are taught is a lie when it comes to nutrition in America. Milk does a body good. No, it doesn't. Okay? No. I'm telling you, it doesn't. If it doesn't come straight out her titty, it's really even worse for you. If you get it out of the store, it makes it worse because they pasteurize it and they do things in the store for shelf life. That's what pisses me off about America, because literally, think about this and I was only 18 years old, and I don't know why I thought this way, but I'm thankful I did. But I'll never forget when my son was 1 year old. We went to the store to get him some baby food. The baby food said bananas expiration date 3 years from the date that we was in. When have you ever seen a banana past 3 days? If I have a banana on my shelf for more than 5 minutes, I'm exaggerating, but 5 days, it's going to be black. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Right. So why and how in the hell and what the hell are we putting in this jar that's going to make it last longer than even the baby that is going to eat it? Because at 4 and 5 years old, that baby's not going to eat baby food. They're going to have full teeth. They're going to be eating regular food. So why the fuck would I give this? I hope y'all can bleep that out. How could y'all give this to your kid and be okay with that? And I said this online and got blasted. You should stop making us feel guilty. But you should, because we're doing it out of convenience. And this is a statistic that I want you to understand if you feel that way with me saying that. If your child, this is statistics. I didn't say this. This is stats. You can look it up. Don't just go based off me or any podcast you see and just go off the rip. But if you have a child that's under the age of 10 today in 2025, the statistics show that child will not outlive the parent if they continue on the diet in which we give our children. So while you're being offended, I want you to think about that. Milk does not do a body good. Some of these things, and I'm not the smartest or the sharpest, what they call a knife in the draw. I'm not, okay? Don't try to be, I'm just not, but I am one of the sharp ones in there though. But what I'll say is that think about just us not just being these modernized animals, right? Because that's what we are. Humans are part of the animal kingdom, right? You have a baby. All babies nurse, right? After they nurse, they get teeth. Mm-hmm. After they get teeth, you don't need milk anymore. Milk is a growing hormone. It's a liquid form of everything you need to grow, right? So to drink it, and then to drink it from another mammal that's 4 times your size and grows 4 times your size, to me is asking for problems. You're asking for problems. Now, granted, a lot of us, and one of the hardest things, and I'm 3 months clean of cheese. It's been hard.
I'm still trying to get my girlfriend off cheese.
You don't eat cheese?
I will occasionally, but I'm starting to get to the point where I don't like it.
I'm so proud of you. Can you hear me? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put my hand on the mic. Let me tell you, I think I've developed lactose intolerant, and I don't know if it's black folk generally, but a lot of people develop it or have it. Mm-hmm. I grew up with a mother who was lactose intolerant, so we never really got a lot of cheese. Like our lasagna never tastes like everybody else's. So when we did get lasagna with ricotta and what is it? mozzarella,
Yeah.
we would be like, oh my God. But now if I ate a slice of lasagna, my skin is going to act crazy. I'm going to be gassing up the whole house. It's not going to be pretty. I'm going to be on the toilet and my body just rejects it. So now when I see it, like I'll still feed it to my daycare baby sometimes, but I'll rip off the crust just for my own mental, because it's hard. But it's not good for you. It's nowhere does it say we should still be eating something that we are supposed to eat when we're babies. You know what I'm saying? And then yes, we pasteurize it and pull it, but not pull it, but let the curds come, and that's how you get cheese. But really, if you really break down and think about what cheese is, it's basically molded milk.
Yeah. Filled
with pus and growing hormones for a cow. And we're not cows, last time I checked. We all got those titties. The women got the titties. And y'all got the other things. But it's not for us because they're so much bigger than us. Okay? Another thing I wanted to talk about is, and one of the things that helped me, not just this time, this is my second time where I had to have an epiphany to get myself lower in the weight scale. Okay? And that's through fasting. Did you know that breakfast was a propaganda pitch? The grandfather of propaganda. What is his name? Damn, I don't got my phone. Damn it. He's a grandfather of propaganda. They always went to him when they wanted to promote something. But breakfast actually was not a thing until the 40s or 50s, I believe. And what it was, most people didn't eat food until after 12 o'clock. You know, they started their day, they might have some tea. You know, in other countries, they might have like a piece of fresh bread with some fruit or what have you. And that was breakfast. Breakfast was usually something hot with something hot. And it's called the king of propaganda. I think that was the king or the
king of propaganda.
The king of propaganda. He got black hair. And so that was typical. And it would happen. Remember, the quote unquote tea time would be like 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or what have you. And so this thing called breakfast was only designed and promoted because they wanted to sell more meat. And we brought it. We brought it. And they used to use bacon, eggs, and pancakes as the promotion. How many of us grew up on that? I know I did.
Sure, I still eat the pancakes to this day.
Yeah, like, and I be trying to improvise the pancakes. I tried to make out of sweet potatoes, and it was disgusting. But, it was not pancakes. But blueberry pancakes with some bacon and eggs and all of that, that is nothing to start a day. If anything, that's going to slow you down. Mm-hmm. If you had the pancakes and some fruit, that's not that bad. You know what I mean? Because it's balancing it. But you got to think about it. Some people think eggs is protein. Eggs is just as like a protein, just like the meat is. But I just want y'all to understand that most of our grandparents did not wake up, or definitely our great-grandparents did not wake up thinking, what are we going to eat? No, you're taking a break from fasting. You can't just throw all this food in there and expect you to be like, yeah, I'm lit now. No, that's not a fueling type breakfast. That type of breakfast is not a fueling type of thing for you. So I want to just make sure I'm clear on that. Now I want to talk about fasting because I know, and I'm not going to say think, but I know we eat too much. And I'm going to talk about some of these things because I want y'all to understand, if you ever decide you want to fast, understand I fasted successfully the longest 41 days, all liquid. That's when I was turning 30. This past year, I did it for 30 days, not 40 days, but 30 days. The reason why I did it 41 days is I wanted to be Jesus the first time. But he didn't drink nothing but water, but I had like a mixture. And a lot of people think, man, that's insane. How can you go that long without eating? Well, if you might not notice, but you can go 30 days if only on water, especially if you have excess fat. And what happens is after your third day, your body is going to stop producing the hormones that say you're hungry. And a lot of times we're not even hungry. We're more thirsty than anything, right? But after the third day, you're not going to feel the urge of eating, your body's going to go into starvation mode and it's going to literally start eating itself. But the crazy thing is when it starts eating itself, as crazy as that sounds, I know there's a better word for that, but y'all get my point. What happens is you're going to be energized because you're going to feel it burning, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, when I go to the football field and I'm cleansing, my teammates be like, Z, damn, where you get them legs? You fast as hell. Why you that fast? Why you that fast? Because your body, when you constantly eat, and again, 3 times a day is a lot. And I know people like, this girl's crazy, but it is. You got to do y'all research. I'm telling you, don't just go off of what I said on this podcast. I want you to take time and really go over it yourself, okay? So when you don't eat every single time, 3 times a day, what happens is it allows your body time to heal. It allows your body to focus on other things in your body except for digestion. So let's say you have a knee injury like I did at one point. If it doesn't have to worry about digesting the pizza I just ate, which takes a lot, it can go into that area and repair things that it needs to be repaired. Think about it when you're sick. When you're sick, do you eat?
No.
You don't eat. You shut down completely and just want water. You just want tea. You just want the things that are light and that's going to replenish and hydrate your body. So reason I wanted to talk about this because obesity is at the all-time high. High blood pressure is one of the number one things in America. And also, did I say obesity already? So it's obese and cancer. The big C is triumphing our families and loved ones. And I know it's because of the way that we eat. And so I wanted to first give a disclaimer about the fasting because y'all not going to go out here and try what I did and die and say that bitch told me to do that. No, I didn't. Okay. I'm telling you what I did and I know it's fact, but I'm not a doctor. And with that saying that, the doctors don't know shit either. Okay. They are profiting off of our sickness. Okay. But I just have to give a disclaimer that everybody is different. So you do want to make sure that you know your body. Okay. But understand we eat too damn much. Okay. Something else I want to also mention is that, we got to eat real food, y'all. We have to eat real food. And I want to challenge y'all, the next time that you buy a loaf of bread, I want you to leave that out and just have a little bit of the air get in there and watch how long it takes to mold. Back in the day, don't you remember we used to have to put bread in the freezer so it didn't mold? It takes weeks for bread to mold because now they have something in our bread that you wouldn't believe to make it nice and fluffy. And it just happens to be the same that they put in our yoga mats. And you wonder why it does not digest. And if I eat a sub today, I will blow up. But if you go to Europe and eat the same damn Subway, they are not going to have that same in there. You know why, Devon?
Why?
Because they have 60 ingredients that are okay. I don't even know how people aren't offended by this, but we have 60 ingredients that are here in America that is not allowed in other countries. The same company, so let's say I'm Kellogg, my New Jersey coming out. If I'm Kellogg's or General Mills, I'll say General Mills, right? And I want to sell America some Apple Jacks, and I want to sell Europe the same Apple Jacks, it cannot happen. In Europe, you have to adjust them to make them truly biodegradable and actually suitable for humans. Where in America, they can sell us shit and it's legal. And they're okay with it. The government's okay with it. And we're just so caught up on line and everything else that we should be not doing. That sounds like a big animal. That we should not be doing and not be focused on, that we don't even give a shit, but we give it to our kids. And we eat it every day. And we're the richest country in the world, but we don't give a damn about our people because there's a documentary on Netflix. And I just talked about this to y'all behind the scenes. And I'm going to figure out what the name is. And if you're watching and you know it or listening and you know it, make sure you put it in there because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But there's a young lady, and I don't know her name, and I hope they don't come find me, but she's a bitch. And the reason why I say she's a bitch is because she has the power to change things in our nutritious system, or is it just, what's the right word? our food industry rules and regulation,
Yeah.
right? And so a lot of you may or might not know this, but salmonella is a thing, and it's still a thing. But the thing is, when it's in meat, it can be burnt off and killed off when you cook it, right? So a lot of plants the plants that produce romaine lettuce is next to these same plants like the Tyson and all of that. And so the salmonella is in our food supply because the animals poop, pee, do whatever, and it's in that same sewage system. But thing is with plants, when the plants are grown and it's in the soil and we chop it up to eat it, you don't cook it. So it's in there. And they asked her, they said, hey girl, I forgot her name, but I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna make sure I put it in the one of the clips. Y'all gonna know who this not so nice person name is. They asked her, do you eat romaine lettuce? And would you believe what her answer was? No, she doesn't eat romaine lettuce. I want y'all to stop eating romaine lettuce. And now that's something you could take to the bank because I did the research. I kept looking and kept looking and kept digging and kept digging. And that's why I don't eat it anymore. Because having that knowledge to me and still allowing it here, it really pisses me off. Because like I said earlier, it's like Michael Jackson, they don't care about us. Like this company can now make $20 million more because they can include all these ingredients like the red dye 40 or whatever it is. That's in kids and that's have been connected to autism. Remember I said on one other show, autism and ADHD, all these things are on the all-time high. So you got terrible food, tablets, social media, and then you wonder why our kids are not supposedly going to survive us in the near future because of how they eat. Okay. Another thing I wanted to make sure that y'all understand is that, even water, like I don't know if they did this research that Dasani is the same as our tap water. Did you ever read that?
Yeah, I seen a clip where it's like maybe 5 different water brands. There's just straight up tap water.
Tap water. Tap water. And it's like you wonder, can I just get some bottles and pour this shit in there and then put a tab on it and sell it? I wouldn't even feel good about it because I know it comes from tap water, but they don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, again, I'd rather you drink water than not drink water, so at least drink something. But I'm not saying to also go in there and start drinking tap water because I probably won't do that either. I just won't support Dasani. But I say all that to say is I want to encourage people to get more in tune with, I know it might be like, I don't even got time to think versus grow your own food. But if you don't want to grow your own food, go to farmers markets. Go and support your local farmers because these are the things that in which we need to have. Because even if you drink regular milk, I don't even believe that you should do the pasteurized version. I mean, me and Darnell was talking about a video we saw earlier where when you don't pasteurize it and it has all of the natural fats and all those things and the enzymes, it can actually digest in our bodies. See, one of the things that I think we got to get humble with in America and us as humans is not to go so deep thinking we're God and thinking, oh, well, because we were able to create this makes this better. It doesn't. Not all the time. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if you're watching this, I want you to literally think about it. How many home cooked meals did you have this week? How many times have you prepared something versus stopping and getting something to eat that's quick? There's a price to quickness, just like the microwave era. Microwaves, the only reason why I have a microwave in my house is because it came with it. And I didn't want a hole in the wall. But there was a long period of time I did not have a microwave. And people used to think I was crazy. But it was because, like my sons, if we trying to make oatmeal should not be made in the microwave. Oatmeal, yuck. When you take the time and make oatmeal on the stove, it's a totally different experience. Mm-hmm. When you take mashed potatoes, which literally takes, you have a box full of flakes, you pour it and add milk, and now you got mashed potatoes. When you think about it and you look at what a real potato looks like and then look at the process in which a box makes it, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. Right, There's a cost to that convenience. And yes, it took time when our grandma used to have to pop the ends of those, what them things called, green beans. Do y'all remember that? Well, she would have to pop the ends of them green beans You had to clean your chicken before, not just go pick it up. When think about what you put in and what you invest in is going to benefit you later. Okay. And so I just wanted to talk about this because I do believe in the healthiest sexy life. The healthier you are, the sexier you are. And I don't mean just sexy in how you look, but that also adds to it. But you feel better. The most important thing in my weight loss, I feel better. And I still have more to go, right? But you only get one body, y'all. You only get one body. And you have to understand that all of these doctors are only educated at this point into making sure that you heal from a pill. And I'm telling you, health is in what you eat. You literally are what you eat, okay? And so in closing, I want you to understand that the same system that taught us to overeat profits from our sickness, and that you don't need more meals, you need more mindfulness. And I want to really encourage you to try the fasting thing, because this is in closing, I want to close with this. And that's that if you can control one of the hardest things, a lot of people focus on people being on crack, people being on weed, people being alcoholics, people having all these addictions. But food is an addiction. When you are sitting there and you're thinking, man, I want that cookie. Or man, I got to get me that Starbucks. Or man, I got to get this and this. And it's in control of you and you're not in control of it. You just like the crackhead. You just like the weed head. You just like the alcoholic. So understand that there are things in which we are surrounded by, unfortunately, that are like there's restaurants that has these things up, like those things that give out perfume in the house and make it smell good. What them things called? The Febreze things. It's like a thing that's supposed to be like, it's supposed to squirt out fragrance or whatever. But there's restaurants that does the meat smell.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the charcoal smell, and make you smell the grill, and they ain't even grilling. That's scary shit. So I say all that to say that when you look at your plate, my advice to you is to look for color. If you see the same color, if you see white, brown, no green, no red, no yellow, no orange, shit, if you got purple on your plate, bitch, you's doing something good. Like something I don't know if you ever had purple sweet potatoes. They are at Wegmans. I promise you eat that, your body is going to feel different. It's going to feel amazing. It's going to feel energized. Beets, these colors, they're there for a reason. So a colorful plate means it's a healthy diet. And if it's real food, matter of fact, try to give your dog some of that food you be eating. They're going to go, girl, what's this? And as intelligent as we think we are, animals are a little bit more intelligent when it comes here because they use their instinct. They look at this and go, this is definitely not food. And we eat it. And the processed food, the more we eat processed food, the more our body can't process it. So I want to encourage y'all to please keep that in mind, because let thy food be thy medicine. If you're trying to be here a long time, I'm trying to get here to 107. That's my goal. Make sure you eat the right food. And if you're going to eat like shit, make sure you teach your kids not to. Because I'm getting pissed off in the mornings. It'd be 8 o'clock in the morning. And I never forget, I was with my sons at the barbershop. This little kid had a can of soda, some bag of Skittles, and a bag of chips. At 9 o'clock in the morning, that ain't the kid's fault. That's the parents' fault.
Right.
I'm going to tell him he's grown now because this was a long time ago. But my
what
point...
kind of soda was it?
Huh?
What kind of soda was it?
It was like Sprite.
Mm.
You like Sprite?
If I do drink soda, that's the only one I'll touch.
It's Sprite, but not at 8.
Nah, not that early
8 years old, you might as well give him wine.
Right.
Get that boy a beer. At least that's some wheat. Ain't beer wheat.
Yeah. I've seen that like dark sodas like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, like you can use it to bleach your hair.
Bleach your hair,
clean your toilet with it.
Take rust off of metal. I can't even drink Coca-Cola. If I drink Coca-Cola, my ears burn up.
Mm.
Any of those dark ones, Dr. Pepper good. I ain't even gonna lie. Dr. Pepper is good, but it still burn my ears. Pepsi's the worst. Pepsi and Coca-Cola, I don't know how anyone, I haven't had a 12-ounce thing of Coca-Cola, and that's not knocking anybody, but my body can't take it. Like my ears literally be on fire.
Mm.
Anyway, listen, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to give you the truth about the health industry and how they freaking are terrible if you live in the United States. I do like some of the things I've been seeing from the Kennedy dude. What's his name?
I don't know his name, but I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Even though he sound like he about to fall over and croak.
I don't know why I wouldn't say his name is Robert.
It is. It's Robert. It's Robert.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't it Robert?
I think so.
It's Robert Kennedy. Sorry, Robert. I'm sorry. We don't know it. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know
with
his name.
voice.
I just know his voice.
His voice sounded like he had a pack of cigarettes one or too many, but I don't know what's wrong. I think he might have throat cancer or something.
I think he had some type of condition where it made his voice sound like that.
Yeah. He sounds robotic. But I like what he's talking about. And I hope that it actually gets implemented because I don't know why people not offended. All the stuff we say we proud about, how could you be proud that this company is like, yeah, girl, you can give us this shit, but you can't give it to them? I would be offended by that. There's so many things China would never allow in their country. And I think they're not democracy. They're a dictatorship, ain't they? China or Japan, one of them. Don't give me the quoting. Don't quote that. Don't quote none of that stuff because I don't know. That part I don't know what I'm talking about. But I know what I'm talking about here. So again, I want to give a shout out to Relax Today Spa. If you have not relaxed this week, then you need to treat yourself. The whole hour is only $49. And if you want to save $5, make sure you use the code GLOBALZ5. They're off of Litchford Road at Litchford Plaza, or Litchford Village. And they're right next to Lemongrass Restaurant. I'm sure that you guys have heard of that if you're in that area. But it's one of the best massage spots that I've experienced. It is not a nude massage, so I do recommend that you go in something light and thin. Like this would be perfect to wear there, right? And you can get your back, full body, or your feet, or break it up in half. But use the code GLOBALZ5 and get $5 off. Again, shout out to Visual Dynasty for doing what they do. One of the best media teams that I know that can definitely make your vision a dynasty. So as always, take this week and make sure it's filled with nothing but love, peace, and hair grease. Bye.
Welcome to the Z Truth Podcast, where we have transparent, real, and thought-provoking conversations. Your host is Zakira Casado, the author of 15 social media secrets that pay. So let's get real, get honest, and get started.